Have you ever heard of a story so strange it makes you question what's real and what's cursed? This one's based on a true case. A woman who discovered an old, antique lock in her grandmother's attic. But here's the terrifying part. There was no key, and from the night she touched it, everything around her began to change. Sounds in the walls, whispers in the dark, and a secret her family had buried for generations. What she unlocked was never meant to be opened. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at a lock the same way again. Clara had returned to her grandmother's coastal home after the funeral, a quiet, crumbling cottage near the sea cliffs of Maine. The house smelled like lemon polish and dust, every corner holding the kind of silence that listens. Locals greeted her politely, but avoided eye contact. To them, the cottage was a story that everyone knew, but no one dared to tell. While sorting through old boxes in the attic, she found a small cedar chest carved with strange symbols. Inside was a single object, an ancient brass lock, heavy, ornate, and cold to the touch. It shimmered faintly under the light. But there was no key, just the lock, nothing else. That night, Clara left it on her bedside table. She could not explain why she kept glancing at it, or why she felt watched in her own room. At exactly 3:12 a.m., she woke up to a faint clicking sound, like metal being scraped from inside the walls. She told herself it was the pipes, but the next morning, she found 3 thin scratches on her bedroom door, like fingernails, pattern, interrupt. Now, if this were a movie, this is where you'd scream, "Clara, just throw the damn thing away." But real life doesn't work like that, does it? Curiosity became her curse. Clara brought the lock to the local historian, Mr. Hale, a man who collected more dust than secrets, or so she thought. When he examined it, he froze. "This," he whispered, "isn't a lock to keep things safe. It's a sealer." He explained that in old folk rituals, some locks weren't meant to protect valuables. They were meant to trap something inside. And a lock without a key, that meant someone made sure whatever was sealed stayed sealed forever. That night, the strange sounds grew louder. The attic door creaked open on its own. Her phone camera recorded movement near the cedar chest, something shifting, faintly breathing. When Clara reviewed the footage the next morning, her blood ran cold. The lock was gone. Hours later, she found it again, hanging from the wooden horse that belonged to her mother when she was a child. And this time, it wasn't clean anymore. It was covered in fingerprints, small ones. The deeper Clara looked, the worse it got. Hidden inside her grandmother's diary were sketches of the same lock drawn over and over with notes that read, "Never open. Keep the key sealed. Forgive me." Then came the trap door. A loose floorboard in the living room revealed stairs leading underground. A hidden basement lined with candle marks and burnt sigils. In the center was a circle drawn in ash and a faint, lingering smell of smoke. On the table lay a small photograph of her grandmother holding a young girl. And behind them, a shadow that wasn't human. By now, even Mr. Hale refused to visit. He only said one thing before closing his shop door. She sealed her own bloodline. Every night after, Clara heard whispers calling her name. The sound came from the walls first, then from the lock itself. The brass grew darker, as if burning from the inside. When she picked it up again, it pulsed, like it was breathing, pattern interrupt. Ever felt an object pulse? Yeah, neither did I, until I read the police report from that night. On the final night, during a thunderstorm that drowned the entire coast, Clara found something in her grandmother's locket, a tiny, rusted key. It fit perfectly with the lock. Her hands trembled. Every instinct screamed not to turn it. But curiosity always wins. She turned the key. The lock clicked. Once. Then the house exhaled. Every door slammed open. Every light flickered out. A cold whisper filled the air. You shouldn't have. The walls bled dark water. Shadows climbed the stairs. Clara ran, but every window showed the same thing. Herself standing still. Her phone camera caught the last thing she saw. A figure emerging from the attic, half human, half shadow, wearing her grandmother's face. By morning, the house was silent again. The police found no body, just the brass lock melted shut, and the locket empty. Locals now say if you walk past that house at night, you'll hear faint metal clicking, like something trying to unlock itself again. This story is based on real reports and witness accounts from the town of Wren's Hollow, Maine, a place where the sea winds carry whispers and truth rusts faster than iron. Subscribe to Real Stories for more true horror and unsolved mysteries, where every story hides a secret and every secret has a key.